Seven of the eight capital cities delivered growth in their house prices during 2020, according to the latest data published this week by CoreLogic. The price increases were highest in Darwin, which grew 12% last year, followed by Canberra's 8.5%, Hobart 7.7%, and Adelaide 6%. Melbourne was actually the only city to record a decline in its median house price. Was down 2% in 2020. Sydney was up 4%, Brisbane 4.6%, and Perth 2%. They all recorded moderate growth in their house prices in a year when most of the nation's capital cities defied the pandemic and its negative economic impacts. The average growth figure for the combined capitals was reported by CoreLogic as 2.6%, which is a number that seems unreasonably low, given that 6 of the 8 cities had growth considerably higher than that. Apartment markets did not fare as well as houses, with 4 cities delivering price growth, 2 recording no change, and 2, Sydney and Melbourne, having small declines in their median unit prices. The combined cities average for apartments over the year was a rise of just 0.2% in 2020. So overall, the capital cities did pretty well in the pandemic year, especially the smaller ones, but regional property markets across Australia outperformed the capital cities, and by a considerable margin. CoreLogic data shows that the result for the combined regions was a rise of 7% for houses and 6% for units, compared to 2.6% and 0.2% for the combined capital cities. So across the regions, house prices rose 12% in Tasmania compared to 7.7% in Hobart. Regional New South Wales 8.8% compared to 4% in Sydney. Regional South Australia almost 8% compared to 6% in Adelaide. Regional Queensland 7.5% compared to 4.5% in Brisbane. And regional Victoria rose 5.5% compared to 2% decline in Melbourne. Unit markets also did well in the regions, with price increases headed by South Australia, which was up almost 12%, and Tasmania, which was up 10.5%. New South Wales, Victoria and Queensland all recorded unit price rises between 5.5% and 6.5% in the regional areas. Now, the only regional market to record price decline last year was Western Australia, which dropped both for houses and for units overall. So, in summary, overall, an amazingly positive result for property prices in a year that threw up all kinds of hurdles and in defiance of the negative predictions of economists and journalists. All this was achieved without a great deal of involvement from investors. And that's the one thing that, or one of the things that will be different this year. Stand by for a big year in residential real estate in 2021.